I actually worked with my company in, I worked in the lab, I worked in a processing lab and manufacturing, and then I worked in quality control. Um, Honestly, it was coincidence because I was actually talking to someone who worked for another company in clinical, and I was stressing the fact that I like working in the lab, but I did not want to be stuck in the bench all day. I feel like I'm a little bit too much of a people person to just sit in front of a hood all day. So I felt like I wanted a job where I could actually apply the science, but at the same time be able to communicate with people and just take that information and maybe communicate that in different forums and trainings and also in writing. So when I said that to that person, they were like, "Well, you should look into regulatory affairs." And I kind of just put it in the back of my mind, didn't even think about it. Honestly, I didn't even know what it was. And then about a few months later, a job popped up at my company looking for an entry-level position in regulatory affairs. And I applied for it and I got it. At that time, I didn't know a lot about regulatory affairs, but a lot of what I was doing with my experience with quality and my experience in the lab was actually pretty helpful as far as the CMC portion of what they were working on. And also, I was able to kind of go into working in promotion and advertising as well. So it was purely accidental. What I like about regulatory affairs is the ability to take complex ideas and honestly translate that into something that everyone can understand within my company. Being that I am in the ad promo space, a lot of what comes from our clinical research, our non-clinical research, it gets translated into information that goes into advertisements. And the ability to kind of make that information more palatable to people, make it so it's more so it's information that you can share in different venues, whether it be advertisement, whether it be a brochure. I like that idea. It's a challenge because working in ad promo, you don't, the scientific research doesn't always translate into fuzzy words that you can put up in a banner. So that to me has been, the very interesting part, and why I think regulatory is so important, because you're basically that liaison between what the laws are saying and what really needs to be executed to the customer. I have to keep learning. When I actually, like I said, when I actually heard about the position, when I started working in regulatory affairs, I didn't know a lot about it. It was death by acronym. Like, there were so many different acronyms I didn't know, and every day a new one comes out, and I just feel like there's a need to keep developing myself and learning different ways that I can, and honestly, a lot of the things that and I was actually talking to someone about this, and I said, I feel like the things that I want to do don't even exist in my company. I work with a very small company. I was the fourth person to join our regulatory team, and now we're up to 8 people. And I feel like my boss is basically like, you pick your career path, because we don't have it yet. So I'm basically designing what I want my career path to look like, and I'm creating my own titles, which is kind of cool because a lot of it does not exist within my company. But of course, that's going to take a lot of seeking knowledge from different experts in the field, and also RAPS will definitely be helpful with that, just helping me know, hey, this is what's available out there, and these are the possible directions you can go in your career path. My boss just told me to sign up as soon as I was hired. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know how resourceful it was until I decided to pursue my my RAC. when I decided to pursue my RAC, that's when I just started signing up for everything that could pop up. I know the first class I did was a fundamentals class on pharmaceuticals, and that was so much information. And I learned it was just a day-long class where they covered everything from CMC to safety, clinical, non-clinical. It was like my first crash course, and I did that course through RAPS. And it was even though my boss had me sign up, it actually became a huge resource for me. I'm very passionate about training, and a lot of times when I go to these conferences, or when I go to like a virtual conference or a training, I get a lot of information that I get to pass on to my team and on to other people in my company. So it's been a helpful resource. Regulatory, the industry is so ambiguous, and there's so many things out there that that might not be the best resource as far as information. There's a lot of misinformation out there. To have a group of people who are dedicated to just helping you out and giving you the best information. There's different things like I know there's a forum in there where you can go in and ask questions if you have if you just don't know. Like a lot of our industry is that you might not know the answer because you're the first one to do it, and or you're the second one and you don't know yet. But when you reach out to that network and they answer your questions, it's really helpful to have that at your fingertips. So if they're on the fence, I would say it's only going to help. It's not going to hurt joining the network at all. First joined regulatory affairs. Even though I had worked in the lab, I had that quality experience. The acronyms were killing me, and there was a lot of things that, even though I had heard it, I did not know the language of the industry. Going through the RAC certification process has helped me actually get to a point where I can speak that language with people. I might not know 100% what they're saying, but it'll help me know where I should start in my research to get a little bit closer to finding out more about what they're referring to. Another cool thing about getting my RAC certification is I was able to see the process from the beginning to the end, from the point of developing the product, from the first steps of actually creating the prototypes, all the way to putting something on the market.